Mallory Miller to jump it up with Sarah Williams controlling for UConn. Here's Arnold with the first possession and Fudd in the half court. Easy Fudd hit the hezzy and scores to open our game.
And this is what gets UConn going early. They want to establish a presence in the paint, and you see here already picking up KK Arnold. She's so relentless on the defensive end.
They scored 41 points off of Iowa turnovers their last time out. They're going to try and make it a tough evening for Butler. The Bulldogs begin with a Caroline Dotsie layup.
And this is exactly what UConn does. They want to throw players out. You saw the trap here up at the half court, but Butler, they stayed poised, they played around it, and Dotsie got the lay-in.
Shade finds Fudd. Off iron for three, a long rebound down to Dotsie. KK Arnold got the backcourt deflection. Butler will have it less than a minute in. Those of you joining us on TNT, welcome to Indianapolis and to Hinkle Fieldhouse. We're just underway with the #1 team in women's basketball, UConn, resuming their league schedule on the road here at Butler. Kennedy Langham kicks to the corner for the Dogs. Dotsie would tend to shoot, looking backdoor. What a find, and another layup. This one belongs to Zeenstra.
Butler has come ready to play early. I love that. UConn is so stifling defensively. They like to push early, but you can see how poised the Bulldogs are.
Shade comes to get it. Strong with the post entry. What a deep touch and a left-handed finish from Sarah Williams. Unable to pick up full off the make again. A poke check from Strong. Butler the side inbound.
And this is the poise that I'm talking about they have to play with. You saw the trap up there, the pass out, the quick pass out. And that was just a great look from Dotsie diving to the paint. And then you see right here, again, another trap, but this time a steal. This is where you don't want UConn to get these easy looks.
Strong and easy assist, but this one goes begging. Arnold owes her one. To the corner. Shade caught it with her heel on the sideline.
Maybe a little too easy for Arnold.
Gino Oriema had a good chat pregame, talking about what it's like to bring student athletes back from a long layoff and a holiday break.
I was telling him, we were joking about the worst practice are the practices after the holiday break. He was saying you can tell who's been in the gym, who's been doing at least a little something at home, and who hasn't.
Playing him off the high screen, had her pocket picked. KK Arnold. She won't miss this one.
Yeah, you can't, there's no room for error at all against UConn, but especially KK Arnold in the way that she can defend. And these are the easy buckets in transition that you don't want UConn to get.
Takes the backcourt foul here.
One of the better perimeter defenders on this team. Just look at the way she picks the pockets. It's all about the timing and the IQ, and got the layup in this time.
Now forced 26 Iowa turnovers, 17 steals, so those live ball turnovers leading to 41 points in their most recent victory.
Exactly, live ball turnovers, what you don't want against this squad. What a finish!
Sanaya Jackson with a free throw to follow.
Again, I can say it over and over again, but it's the poise that helps teams offensively against such a defensively stout UConn team. Look at the backdoor cut. That is just a great IQ and read from both the cutter and the passer, but how about the finish for Jackson as well?
She's always been in the starting lineup. Her twin, Nevaeh, unfortunately, will miss some time. She's got a hand injury and is not dressed this evening against the #1 team in the nation. And they'll miss Nevaeh's athleticism. That was an important piece for them coming off the bench to hang tough in this matchup. Sanaya leads them in steals and leads the break. With Strong back defensively, forced to hit the brakes. Miller from the wing. Buries the triple. Mallory Miller.
Giving UConn a taste of their own medicine. That defense to scoring offense started with Sanaya, one of the best perimeter defenders, and we'll see her. She's on AZ Fudd right now, but she pretty much can match up with anybody.
Fudd with the left hand. So 4 different Bulldogs have a field goal in our opening segment. They drive into the corner, gets the screen from Miller and the switch. Good find opposite. Extra to the top. Jackson run off the three-point line and turns it over. First a tie-up.
That was such a great extra pass, but Sanaya needed to shoot that one. I think she should have shot it. There's no hesitation. You were there for the shot. She can shoot it from beyond the arc.
Everyone in a Butler uniform going the other way, thinking that a travel had been called. Instead, on the possession arrow, they get it back on the baseline. Austin Parkinson has done such a great job. Once inherited a one-win program. Butler's been better every season under his leadership. They're coming off back-to-back WNIT bids. His first 3 campaigns, they won 11, and then they won 15, and most recently 16 games. Today, looking for their first win head-to-head against UConn.
And right now, you're already seeing, I mean, this is a measuring stick game for Butler, but I know Coach has to be happy with the way that they have pushed and punched early in this matchup.
Got the shot clock where we wanted at 14 and ready to resume with Lily Zeemstra to throw it in from the baseline. Every pass contested. Miller finds a free throw, hit off back iron to the floor and picked up by Williams. Hit ahead strong. What a catch in transition. Could not finish it.
That was a great job for Dotsie too to get back as well, not give up even though she was being beat, just helped alter the shot a bit.
Kennedy Langham backing up the basketball. Calling a new set in the half court. Arnold hounding her. Miller gets a clean look at 3. This one too strong. Well defended by the Huskies to make a miss. Bud with that in-out dribble. As the trail shooter for 3. Strong clangs it off front iron. Sarah Strong has made 3 threes in back-to-back games. It was a made 3 in 7 straight contests for UConn. Jackson to a seat and tied up again. This one belongs to the Huskies.
I mean, you see how stifling the defense is for UConn, and what I thought Butler did so well early on was just staying poised out of it. Players coming and making themselves available, making that extra pass to finding the open shot, and I think now they're starting to get a little flustered when they get the ball, so definitely got to calm down and continue to move the ball around.
Gabby Wilkie and a white pitch among the new Bulldogs on the floor. Kaylee Heckel also on for Oriana. Here's the reigning Big East Freshman of the Week, something she's done 4 times, Blanca Quinones, and good things happen whenever she comes off the UConn bench. And
you know, I'm a very post-heavy. I favor post players because I was one back in the day. So I do want to credit Sarah Williams because that was an incredible pass and just how she was poised and found Heckel on the drive.
Yeah, Sarah Williams, a much different role coming to Hinkle Fieldhouse this year than last year when she put up 36 points in a double overtime win for Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, Wisconsin, she was getting all the shots, and now she's in a system with so much talent around her that the ball doesn't need to be in her hands at all times, but you talk about getting the ball inside out, her ability to rebound, defend, pass, as we've just seen then.
Heckel is fouled. Sanaya Jackson bringing the energy for Butler. They're tied with the #1 team in the nation.
Butler is coming in hot and heavy. They do not look scared at all. They are not shying away from the big stage. Miller for 3.
Playing here is even more special.
All right, Bridget, thank you very much. Her numbers head-to-head against Butler make sense in that context. She's averaging better than 16 points per game head-to-head against the Dogs as Quinones restarts with a 3.
170 tickets. Did we hear that correctly?
What a contingent, and adding to a ton of atmosphere inside Hinkle Fieldhouse. Last year for this game, this place was sold out. Wilkie attacks the closeout, and there's a foul away from the basketball. Looks like they got Sarah Williams. And here's a look at her prep days.
I mean, just all Miss Indiana when you talk about just one of the players just coming out of putting this state on the map. Again, all the fans that she has. She's got, her dad runs the AAU program, so that's one of the 170 that's in the stands right now. So just so exciting field to be able to have so much support behind you.
UConn digging in defensively to earn a new possession, up 3. Buds are here as well. Glad that everyone returned home safely and on time from their holiday breaks, including some internationals. We talked about Blanca coming back. Made it back to Ecuador. Jenna Alfie went all the way to Egypt and back after the team departed from New York City following their most recent win. There's the first field goal for Sarah Strong.
She's so smooth, has so much instinct in the game, just a smooth turnaround in the post. She saw that she had that left shoulder right hand layup open.
Now a steal for the reigning Big East Freshman of the Week. Timeout Butler. Out of the stoppage, all UConn building a 17-10 lead. They score 5 plays at once, even though she wants to do all the things, especially in the half court. Just come off the bench and impact winning like she's done here in these most recent minutes.
Yeah, her best asset is her defense. She's so athletic. Look at her size and her body and just at 19 years old. But she's coming from Ecuador. She's played on the national team there. She's played on the national team in Italy at just 15 years old. So that's the cheat code to getting sort of that pro-like player, that experience out of someone so young.
The Butler started 4 for 4. However, they've missed their last 4 attempts, and they've turned it over 4 times as well. Strong still can't dial it in from distance. Butler gets a stop. This is Kennedy Langham. 5 got a handoff behind the back in transition. Getting back to that right hand. Counted and one.
Those are the passes that you have to watch out for. The defense of UConn so stifling, but they do such a great job at anticipating the pass. Look, that's baited right there. And Fudd just all over it and gets it in transition. And then the foul here, great finish by Fudd.
Sometimes we talk about 50, 40, 90 seasons, those shooting percentages from the floor, from 3, and from the foul line. That's considered elite. Well, Fudd's at 49, 51, and 100%. She's made 24 straight foul shots.
I mean, that's just elite, just a different level of elite basketball, elite play. And if you look in, you key in on the details and you watch Fudd play, you look at her form, everything is always the same. It's the mechanics, it's the small details, her footwork. These are all the reasons why she is so efficient from the floor.
Ali Sabell on the floor for UConn. Blanca to the baseline and scores from the second side.
Just so much talent, not just defensively, but offensively as well. Smooth and athletic.
Now gets a deflection. And look, Butler knows all too well that UConn is capable of beating them. They can't beat themselves as well.
Absolutely. There's little to no room for error for this Butler squad. So you want to maximize your opportunities as much as possible. You want to make layups. You want to get to the free throw line, make free throws. You want to value your possessions, not turn the ball over.
KK Arnold back in with her Huskies on a 16-0 run. Another takeaway in transition. Strong can bring it, running with Fudd. Sarah Strong off the bounce, gets all the way home with the right hand.
And look, they're back to it, picking up again. So you see the pattern here. KK Arnold just stifling, not letting Langham get the ball whatsoever, making Johnson, making other players have to pick the ball up.
McKenna Johnson with that pass for Butler. She's a 5'9" sophomore, making just her 7th appearance of the season. Butler will keep it in the half court. TNT Sports college basketball coverage is presented by Allstate. You're in good hands. It's a great start for the Dogs here on their home floor. Now can they stay connected with the top team in women's college basketball? Langham to Miller, 6 to shoot. Back in the hands of the point guard. Arnold with her step for step.
They got bailed out on that one. That pass was not there. You got to be careful on those passes. But great finish by Langham.
Ali Sabell on the counter. She slices through 2.
Again, no drop off when it comes to players coming in off the bench. You really have to know your personnel when it comes to UConn.
Take a closer look when we're able at that most recent Butler bucket. See whether it did indeed beat the shot clock violation.
You just tap into KK Arnold's defense. I do not want to be out there being guarded by her.
How about her battery?
Just the energy that she brings, and we talk about her role throughout her seasons of playing. She has always been that player that has come off the bench and bring that energy defensively. Still does that, but the icing on the cake now is that she's facilitating the ball. She has such great IQ, and she plays with pace but efficiently.
Another deflection out to Butler. In last year's home win against these Bulldogs, Arnold was perfect from the floor, 6 for 6. Had 4 steals off the bench, as you were describing.
An important possession for Butler. Can they get a stop, keep UConn to just 1 shot?
UConn with...
Looks like they're zoned up now, too.
20 of the last 22 points. Quinones traveling.
You see, that's exactly what teams can do against the Huskies. Michigan did a really great job. Iowa did in their game as well, is switching up the defense, putting zone in there, try to throw UConn off rhythm, and you see there cause a turnover.
Good look at Blanca's new hair color as well on the road here at Butler.
Got the fresh braids from Ecuador.
Langham off the double screen. Zeenstra came to get it. KK got the deflection. She's everywhere. 14 left to shoot.
And even frustrated with herself because she didn't get the ball. That's just the level at which she competes. She hustles. There's a golden standard for UConn defense, and that standard has been KK Arnold all game. Look at that hustle. The frustration because she didn't receive the ball.
Maggie Vanoni does such a great job for CT Insider covering this team, and she wrote recently in her profile of Arnold that KK's boundless joy is so contagious that she can't help but draw others in. And you feel that courtside when you watch UConn play.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the Energizer Bunny fuels the entire team.
Williams rips down the rebound. Shot clock turned off, and UConn can take the last on a 20-2 run to close out this opening frame.
Find Butler, just get a stop. You want to go into the half ending on a good note. A stop on defense will do it.
Blanca steps inside the three-point line. Too strong, rebounded by Dotsie. And the final seconds tick away in the backcourt. After one, UConn, the #1 team in the nation, asserting itself 20-2 to finish that frame.
Yeah, that was just a great run here by Butler. The hustle there. It's been back and forth, a great atmosphere here. Butler not letting up at all, though. For Butler now on the offensive end, continue to do what you did early in that first quarter. Stay poised. I mean, look at this defense. You got to make yourself available.
So even during the timeout, the lead grows for UConn. Now 26-10 as we resume. Zeenstra sends it over to the wing. This is Addison Baxter, a key reserve for Butler, finding Miller.
Butler's also got to find a way to get inside the arc, get inside the paint. But it's hard to do that with how dynamic UConn's defense is. Stifling, Heckel just getting the steal to score.
Heckel and Zabel providing the pester pressure. They leave Miller alone to miss the three. One and done for Butler again. Strong has the entry. Williams, the post position, and 2 more.
Another part of their best offense is that high-low action with Sarah Strong and Sarah Williams. The Sarahs are just on a trajectory when it comes to that entry, but Sarah Williams, just a great job carving out space and finishing.
Strong averaging better than 4.5 assists per game so far this sophomore campaign. Baxter to Miller once more. This one draws front iron, but an offensive rebound. Jackson from the corner. Butler's run frigid. Shea puts it in the hands of Strong. Once again, inside that restricted area circle. This time Williams misses, and Jackson has the board.
But even on the miss, you cannot let Williams bury you that deep. I know it's easier said than done because she's got so much size and strength. But you got to figure out how to get around her. Quarter defense, not let her get an easy look.
Baxter blocked on the step through. Ali Zabel defending as we send it over to Bridget.
Thanks, guys. Well, I had my ear in the Butler huddle, and head coach Austin Parkinson said, guys, we can't just let them beat us up the entire time. We have to follow the scout. But this group looked locked in, I will tell you guys. And he said, listen, we got off to a good start because we were taking care of the ball. Let's get back to doing that.
And Leipitz with it here. Baxter had the backcourt. Back cut, could not find her. Dotsie with the short clock. Into Miller. This time it is a shot clock violation. All 7 of Butler's wins have come in what we call quad 4 games against kind of the lowest level of competition. Today is Butler's first Q1 contest against the #1 team in the lane.
Yeah, just again with Q1, this is a different tier of Q1 when we talk about UConn. Just the pinnacle of women's basketball this season.
Heckel hits from the corner. UConn, conversely 4-0 in quad 1 games. Undefeated overall, 4 wins over ranked competition, 2 more resume opportunities at home against Notre Dame and Tennessee still to come. Nazi cut off on the baseline, able to find the pass to the corner. UConn swarming defensively. Baxter wants the screen from Miller. Gets Williams on the switch and draws the foul.
This is exactly what Butler can do. You want to get to the free throw line. You want to get into the paint. You got to get the ball moving inside now. Get the UConn defense switching. And I love the mismatch that you saw there with Baxter and Williams just able to blow right by her to the basket. It's a great read and great take by Baxter.
Parkinson calls her one of the best passing point guards in the country. That's on calling her own number, trying to break the spell. It's been nearly 7 minutes since Butler's last made field goal. Addison Baxter has the first of 2. Like my partner, Asia Ellison, she has a hidden talent for crocheting blankets. Didn't you tell me that's what you got all your friends and family for Christmas? Look, if you put that in your bio, I'm going to mention it.
No, I crocheted in elementary school. Or I knitted. It was a knitting club.
Gets those 2 points back that Butler lost at the quarter break. New post in the game. El Alfi missing, gathering, and going to the line. Jana El Alfi, a redshirt sophomore at 6'5". Jana scored 11 points in only 11 minutes earlier this month against DePaul, and 5 of 6 from the floor in a league game.
Coach Ariama was telling us how she got to go home and surprise her family in Egypt over the holiday break. Said was the best gift that she received, was able to see her family, and she said that was the best gift she gave to her family, was to be able to surprise them.
And nicely navigated holiday break. A win in Brooklyn against a ranked Iowa opponent. Everyone gets home and back in time to prepare for the resumption of Big East play here at Butler.
And that's huge, because even in my experience of playing, even with some international players, sometimes not every team gives their player that chance to go home because of the worry of getting back, with everything with flight delays, etc. So with the way the schedule went, for those 2 players to be able to go back to their home, surprise their family, very special.
Strong surveys. Another post entry. This one goes begging. Tracked down by Sanaya Jackson. So Butler gets a stop. Let's see if they can chip away.
Now KK Arnold off the floor, so AZ Fudd is taking over the defensive ranks at the head, guarding Langham.
Gets a deflection, 14 left on the timer.
So again, just speaking to the depth of UConn, a player goes to the bench, next man steps up and takes on that role. It's such a luxury to have a number of players not just able to get things done offensively, but defensively as well.
Nice cut off the baseline entry, and it's denied by Fudd, who gets a block.
So we saw Fudd heckling the point guard and then comes in and gets the block on Jackson. Izzy Fudd just absolutely all over the place. She gets beat on the cut and doesn't let up. Gets back, great timing, great body control, gets up and blocks the shot. That's how you stay with it.
This time an illegal screen before they can find Jackson. First on Mallory Miller. Lily Stoddard enters the game for Butler, one of the top shot blockers in the Big East. Also has the best rebounding rate on the roster. She gets the matchup against El Alfi. High-low, this time strong, the recipient, and she scores.
Whether she's passing or working out in it, that high-low action is just absolutely unstoppable, especially when you're entering from the top of the key, because you gamble with who comes in to help. It's unstoppable.
Well, Gino Auriemma has always been challenged for new ways to describe what he likes about Sarah Strong, and he told us today that she's comfortable everywhere, right? Any role, any spot on the floor, any shot she needs to take.
It was interesting because the one thing he said, he was like, I wish she could just go out in every game and have that mentality, just put 30 on the board. But she wants to pass. She wants to make her teammates happy, make her teammates better.
Langham with a 5-on-4 advantage and a reach-in foul.
I like this for Butler, and I think this is where they continue to try to chip back, get some points on the board, is to continue to be aggressive, attack the aggressive UConn defense, try to draw fouls.
She did draw the second on Sarah Strong. Middle of our second quarter. Stoddard with the basketball. Now screening for Langham. KK Arnold once again harassing the basketball. 5 left on the time. Short clock for the Bulldogs. Stoddard blocked at the buzzer by Jana El-Alfi.
Butler's got to figure something out. Someone else has got to step up when Langham can't have the ball in her hands, because KK Arnold is just absolutely all over it. And then to end the possession, the block here from Alfie. That's how you get the defensive possession done.
KK wanted it back. She lines up a 3, comes up short. The defense falling off, trying to prevent the post pass to Sarah Strong.
And you even saw in that Sarah Strong telling Alfie, pass it out to KK. Just that quarterbacking the offense, essentially. Another one of Sarah Strong's attributes that she gives to the team.
Bud knocks down the 3 on the move.
Too easy, can't leave Bud wide open.
At better than 50% from behind the arc on her season. A lot of dribbling in the half court for Stoddard, and she turns it over again, 15 and counting for Butler. Timeout us with 4:29 to go in this historic field house. UConn brings plenty of its own history. Bridget once again wins our research award. She's undefeated, just like these Huskies.
That's an amazing connection. Player and coach playing on the same international team, and she convinced her to go to college. And of all the schools, you go to the #1 school in the country.
Sarah Strong's 4th made field goal. She has not hit from behind the arc, but she's got 8 points. They attack, they double, and there's a steal. Blanca on the runouts. What a lift off the bench again. She's got 9.
You can't leave Kennedy Langham on the island. She's getting trapped here. Dottie, that's where you go. You make yourself available.
Here they are again, the Big East honorees. Player of the week, freshman of the week. Attacking the closeout, the right-handed layup. Sarah Strong taking over.
It's interesting you mentioned that, because we had talked about it before. I think it's without a doubt that Blanca Quinones is going to be the freshman of the year in the Big East, but no one knew about her initially, so her name just wasn't even in the chat. But to see the way she swept the awards, you see how she comes in defensively, offensively, and just is absolutely disruptive, is impressive.
I don't think I'm reaching to say she's probably the favorite for 6th player of the year in the conference as well, as we turn to the new year. Whistle blows and bucket goes for KK Arnold.
Such a joy to watch KK Arnold play. An aggressive take to the basket, count it with a bucket, and you see her getting strong. Love the energy that she brings.
When the Huskies talk about her elevated confidence and leading with purpose, how does that manifest for you? Where do you observe that when you watch them go through their day?
And I think definitely on the court, I would say, just her playmaking ability. Again, she came in, we know that what she could do defensively, she brings that energy, but just to be able to excel in her role as a facilitator, doing it with pace and efficiency, is really what has impressed me the most with KK Arnold.
Another live ball turnover. There she is with numbers. Slams on the brakes and comes up short. A late foul from the trail official will get her back to the line. All Elite Wrestling is kicking off your New Year's Eve with explosive action. Start your party like a champion. Don't miss the Dynamite New Year's Eve Smash. Live Wednesday, 8/7 Central on TBS. And you can stream it on HBO Max. Arnold, a 72% foul shooter here as a junior. Our percentages all look good. 50% from the floor, better than 35% from behind the arc. And 1 out of 2 at the line.
It's really amazing because I say this again, for those who don't realize, it's very difficult to play that efficient at the pace that KK Arnold plays. One of the faster guards in the country.
Foul on the back cut here. McKenna Johnson knocked to the floor. She's a sophomore from Wisconsin. Started her career at Minnesota. Was just cleared after Thanksgiving, finally healthy. About 6 games behind her teammates in terms of getting into game shape.
Yeah, that's tough coming off an injury, especially at this point in the season. You got to get back in shape. So even though she's coming back here, we're right at the end, right on the new year, it's still going to take her some time to continue to get adjusted, to get into the flow, get in the rhythm with her teammates. I mean, coach has said it, when she gets that rhythm and gets it together, it's going to look like a whole different Butler team.
Nunez with the basketball here. Ill-advised pass intercepted by Baxter. Baxter leading the break. Jackson makes the extra pass. One more to Johnson. Can they find a shot? Baxter going to the free throw line.
So there was a foul the previous defensive possession, then the turnover here and another foul. When you see UConn, they've got 3 players off the bench in the game right now. When you have a game with a margin like this and you put your bench in, this is where you prove the coach that you can be trusted. So you don't want to come in and have fouls and turnovers. So this bench the bench is doing great thus far, but they have to pick it up.
Last time Gino and UConn started 13-0 or better was the 2017-18 campaign. That's their opportunity today, and they're well on their way. They'll go big here with Arnold coming off the floor and Alfie returning. Put the freshman right in the middle of that zone, and Alfie the beneficiary.
Just completely picking apart the zone with that high-low entry from the top of the key. It's going to be there every single time.
Difficult over the top pass stolen by the Indiana native Ashlyn Shade. Still looking for her first points. Zabel playing with Heckle in the backcourt for UConn. Final 90 seconds of our first half. Ten on the timer. Shade to the corner. Zabel using her shot fake and foul. 5 left on the shot clock. Butler gives the personal. So you dig in defensively for 25 seconds, and you're over the limit when you give the foul. Mentioned it earlier, but in case you're joining us, that's Sanaya Jackson, who leads her team in steals. Redshirt sophomore from Fort Wayne. Nevaeh, her twin, unfortunately with that hand injury, not dressed today. And she gives them about 20 minutes per contest normally off their bench.
And both very athletic, one of the better perimeter defenders on the squad. So that is a lot that you're missing on the court in terms of the athleticism and defense for Butler.
And fans of the Bulldogs are probably tired of hearing about Jackson family injuries. Brother Jalen also transferred in, was the starting point guard for Thad Matta before his season-ending foot or ankle injury. Kaylee Heckle behind this play, shaken up, and there's the 3 from Jackson. Heckle able to play on, as you see. See if UConn wants to go 2 for 1 here to close out the half. Shade pulls and connects. Ashlyn Shade back home.
That shot is just absolutely money. So fun to watch. He's such a spark. Can turn a game around in an instant with her ability to shoot.
Baxter flings it to the corner. Zeenstra into trouble. A spill on the floor. Baxter finds the shooter. Butler hoping for back-to-back threes. Instead, the rebound to UConn, kicked out with 16.1. So UConn using a 27-0 surge to build their lead. But Butler has a chance to take the final shot of the half. This is shaping up to be the lowest scoring half of the season for the Bulldogs. No whistle here. Wilkie picks it up in the backcourt with 8. Baxter with 5. It's Shade on the switch. Into the lane. And a late whistle with less than a second to go.
I will say I love the way Baxter has been absolutely relentless in her attack downhill. You talked about how she's passed first, and she's like, look, someone's got to get to the basket, and she's been doing that with the intention of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line. I mean, these are the type of buckets that you want to get. You got to connect on it, though.
Baxter with 4 points off the Butler bench in this opening half. And a free throw for 5.
Forgot sometimes when we're at the free throw line, you just got to shut up.
UConn shoots 70% from the floor through 2 quarters.
Where you are on the floor, if you're wearing a Butler uniform, you can't catch a break. So as Coach was saying, you really got to play with poise. Don't hesitate. Don't turn the ball over. You got to be aware of UConn anticipating the passes you just saw there.
And of course, UConn comes out and throws a zone at him. The first possession of the 3rd quarter. Missed 3. Weak side rebound belongs to Dotsie, and she's fouled. Give us a chance to look at Sarah Strong's first half, leading the way with 10 points along with AZ Fudd.
Yeah, so much balance on this team in terms of scoring, but led by Sarah Fudd. She's just so smooth, methodical, the instinct that she has in playing the game, and I love the reads that she's been making here. She's just beating players on the pass. She sees that she has the size advantage. She works out in the post and the high-low, and I love that she's not settling for the jumper. She's missed a few, so she's attacking the basket.
All right, so she scored 5 buckets, created 4 for others, has 2 steals as well. 1 out of 2 at the line for Butler, and we're underway in our second half. UConn trying to get its 29th straight win, get to 13-0 overall, 4-0 in Big East play. It will be their 51st straight win against league competition, including tournament play. Getting to that right shoulder and getting to the line. The second half begins at the foul line for Williams and UConn. Win against Iowa was a homecoming for the Brooklyn native. Sarah Williams had 7 points, 4 rebounds. But I think it was her defense, right? Against that front court of Iowa, she stole the show.
Stole the show, absolutely. The length that she plays with, the tenacity that she has. She's athletic. And again, these are all things at Wisconsin. She's had to do everything on both ends of the floor, guarding pretty much everybody on defense. So that translates over here when you talk about the impact that she has and the ability to pick up about anybody on the floor, especially an Iowa Hawkeyes team that can stretch it out and shoot it.
Yeah, fewer shot attempts as a Husky, but no more double teams.
No more. Listen, I'll take it. A luxury to have the talent around you, so all the focus is not on you. It's just a matter now of knowing where you can fit into the system.
Laying him on that rip-through drive. There's another block from Sarah Williams. Dotsie makes the extra pass to the short corner. Miller didn't want it. Lily Zeenstra against the strong defense. Able to find a shooter, but another Butler miss. Zeenstra from the top. Bulldogs still can't dial it in. And Zeenstra travels.
Just continuing to talk about Sarah Williams and her defense in particular. Another area I think she's gotten better with is just her timing and discipline on blocking shots. She picked up a lot of fouls when she was at Wisconsin. I think that's an area that she cleaned up a lot too. I mean, all around, just having more discipline has really been what has elevated her game as she's come into this Husky program.
There's the first made 3 for Sarah Strong. She's made a 3 in 8 straight games. The two words that Gino used for Williams were efficiency and urgency. Efficiency making more out of less in terms of shot opportunity. I think the urgency piece is playing for a team that expects to win every game they play, which is not necessarily the case at Firestone.
Yeah, absolutely. Just being in a completely different system where you don't have to be the person that's taking every shot. She's shot in a lot of volume. I think sometimes not even playing to her strengths.
A 3 and a rim run, back-to-back for Strong.
One of Sarah Strong's strengths is rim running. We talked about the way she's able to push in transition, but there you saw her on the other end, catching and finishing.
Butler has to stop it early.
Be some elite matchups in that one. Very exciting. For the first time, they're going to Philly on January 30th. So something to look forward to as well. But just such a great, fun league. Fun to watch. So much talent.
JB Long with Bridget Howard and Asia Ellison, who once ran into a UConn team.
Thank you for reminding me.
I'll let the fans Google it.
Yeah, let's leave it at that.
Dotsie went over the board.
It was a great experience, though, as a freshman. Just being at the Final Four, not the outcome necessarily.
Tom McNeely, our producer, Jonathan Bywater's our director, our great TNT sports crew with us here on the final weekend of the calendar year, the resumption of Big East play for the Huskies and the Dogs. Strong turns down the three to attack off the bounce, creating for Williams, who muscles it up and in.
Sarah Strong, just so many facets of her game you saw there on display, but turns down a shot, drives, and creates a better shot. Great jump down pass to Sarah Williams.
Even out of the zone, KK Arnold can create turnovers. Fun. Everything but the transition three. Williams got the offensive rebound, was calling for it in the post. Instead, the local product buries the mid-range jumper. Ashlyn Shea.
You saw Mom up there jump to her feet. She's excited.
Bridget reported 170 strong, her cheering section today. Gabby Wilkie stuck in the post, turns it over. Off the deflection, Strong leads the break, tried to thread the needle to Arnold and gave it back.
That was great help side there too by Ashley Slade to get the deflection. I mean, just for these teams that go in and play against the Huskies, the length that they play with, you might think the pass is there, but it really isn't. You got to be super diligent on your passes, sharp, crisp passes.
Sanaya Jackson picks up her dribble. 12 left on the timer as she hits the wing with Johnson. Mallory Miller, good ball movement, a clean look. Missed it from the corner. Jackson off the mark.
That's exactly how you break down the zone. You got to get it inside. They did a great job getting it into Miller and then getting it out and making that extra pass. Just got to connect on it.
Sarah Williams likes playing at Hinkle Fieldhouse. A career best 36 this time last year in a double OT win. Shades, the Fuds, the UConn contingents. We know how much this community here locally loves women's basketball, right? How awesome was it to see the youth players, those who had cameras or phones, taking their pictures of some of the women that they look up to in this sport.
Well, believe it or not, I feel like the duo that stole the show in terms of fandom were AZ Fudd's parents. They were taking all these pictures pre-game.
Miller hammers the dribble, could not finish after her own rebound. Baxter tracks it down in the corner. Johnson, the lefty. Zeenstra looking backdoor. Bud saw it coming the whole way. A fling ahead to Heckel. A give back pass. And a free throw to follow. Ayanna Patterson from Fort Wayne, Indiana gets a huge ovation.
A huge ovation indeed. Lots of length and great finish. Starting with the defense from AZ Fund, but the finish from Patterson. Wow.
Homestead High School products got a 100-mile drive from her hometown to Hinkle Fieldhouse. And she's got a 3-point chance when we come back.
Double play is just awesome.
There's another one. Patterson able to cap the three-point play, spanning the break. Of course, the redshirt sophomore from Fort Wayne missed nearly 1,000 days after multiple season-ending injuries as a Husky. We've seen a lot of zone defensively from UConn here, coming out of the halftime locker room. Good action to get Dotsie a clean look. And right in front of her bench, she knocks down three.
And UConn can beat you with so many different looks defensively, playing the zone, obviously, but for Butler, again, just continue to work their way in and out, get the ball moving around, taking care of the ball. That's how you get the looks like you just saw from Dotsie.
Strong at the foul line. Patterson has the offensive rebound, but could not put it back. Bulldogs in transition. They hit the wing three with Johnson, who threads another. McKenna Johnson, only a sophomore, and one of the pieces that Austin Parkinson thought could help this team improve as the season goes on and they get healthy.
I think that's a look that she needed to see to continue to boost her confidence as she's getting back into the flow of things.
Thought answers back.
A bit of a shootout in the third quarter.
Another injury thought before we get too far away from it. No Carolyn Ducharme today for UConn. No Ice Brady, and Morgan Shelley also not dressed. Those are familiar names for followers of UConn basketball trying to work their way back onto the floor for Gino Auriemma. Now Patterson gets a block. No reset. 6 left to shoot for Butler. Miller lights a three. Suddenly they're hot.
Yeah, you gotta watch out. You see the significant margin here, but I would say in future reference for UConn, you've seen games, specifically like the Michigan game at a point with Iowa, the teams that can knock it down from outside, that's a way that you can get back into games.
Oh, what a catch. How did Strong pull that in? The pass from Shade and the distribution to Patterson. The Colts played a home game today against the Jacks. I don't think there were any better catches than that down at Lucas Oil. Now a transition opportunity. Heckle surveys, calls her own number. Had that shot disrupted. Well defended by Zeenstra on the recovery.
It's nothing like having soft hands here. I mean, I think the pass was meant to flood, but how did Sarah Strong catch that? And not only just catch it, but continue on the play and give a great dime there to Patterson on the finish. I mean, we could just make a full list. I don't think she was even expected to catch it.
But comfortable everywhere, no matter the circumstance, right? That was Gina's compliment this morning. And
calmness and unassuming.
Pulls down a rebound here. Haley Heckle gives it back. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third. Whirling to that right-hand jumper. Everything but the highlight for Sarah Strong this time. Baxter brings it and attacks for Butler. Lily Zeenstra tied up. And was it a foul or a timeout?
There.
Austin is the all-time winningest coach at IUPUI, now known as IU Indy. Took that program to its first ever NCAA tournament back in 22 before joining Butler. A late whistle and a free throw opportunity for McKenna Johnson. She beat the buzzer. The weaknesses of this team right now, Butler. Turnovers and defending the three-point line, and we've seen both of those Achilles heels today.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to remember, too, I mean, there's been a huge roster overhaul when you talk about this 7 newcomers, or excuse me, 7 transfers. You got 2 freshmen. This program is still rebuilding. So a high ceiling, lots of potential there for Butler. But again, the turnovers, the inability to guard the 3 defensively, that has been their weakness this season. It's shown in these games.
Alisa Bell off the mark with her 3-point attempt. Final minute of the third. UConn stretching its lead in this frame by an additional 7 points. Another takeaway here. Blanca Quinones using the shot fake. Spits it out to the corner. One more to Zabel. This one, she sticks.
One thing about UConn, you always know that a good shot's going to get passed up for the better shot. They're always making that extra pass, and that's why they're so efficient, because they're getting the best shot option in their offense.
Block will have to chase the rebound to the floor. Under that shoulder harness, and it's a tie-up with the arrow favoring Connecticut.
Love to see throughout the game bodies continuing to fly around. Just here competing with Blanca Quinones and Jackson there. It's been very competitive, very physical the entire game.
Shot clock turned off. Shade from the corner. Could not tap the frame. Offensive rebound. How about a second bite at the apple? Blanca from the top. Bam! A three to beat the buzzer. And it's 78-33 UConn after three. Bridget, thank you for keeping our 1993 pictures out of that montage. And good on you for bringing your Walkman to the hotel gym this morning.
I mean, I'm with UConn. I wasn't born yet either, so I haven't experienced this unranked time either.
No more humble bragging, please, Asia. Keep those thoughts to yourself here. 10 minutes to go. I've enjoyed this broadcast with you.
I was waiting for someone to bust out the Whitney Houston and start singing the classic.
For the closing seconds, you can save your best. Alfie controls the offensive rebound. Touch pass from the post. Heckle in deep.
Gas only $1? What?
For three. It's Ali Zabel again. So UConn with 43 points off turnovers, 44 points in the paint. They're getting 36 points from their bench. Winning all the specialty categories. The only thing they don't have is second chance points because they refuse to miss. They're shooting 63%.
But it's the points off turnovers. That's the easy game for them. That's their best game, and that is where they're most efficient, why they are most efficient in this matchup.
Langham with the basketball for Butler. Be at Creighton next Sunday, next league contest. They kept Zeenstra in check. She turns it over here. No Butler Slayers yet in double figures. Get ready for outdoor hockey in Florida. The Discover NHL Winter Classic visits Miami as the Rangers battle the Panthers Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, TNT, True TV, and HBO Max. Shea pulls. And she gets the home roll. Why not? The Noblesville, Indiana product. Buries another. After a 1-for-12 start to her year from three-point range, Ashlyn Shade has been lights out since. 45% from behind the arc over her last 9 games. Takes a step into the mid-range there to expand the UConn lead to 15.
I mean, that's the mentality that you have to have when you're a shooter. You have to have that shoot mentality. And that's exactly what she has. Putting up those numbers, we've seen she can shoot. Give this team a lot of spark.
A contested two, clangs off the backcourt. Second chance opportunity for Jackson and Butler here. Elise Fisher into the game, rips down that rebound. Finds Shade in transition. Zabel thought about it, will run some clock. Shade with an illegal screen. Wipe away that field goal attempt, we're going the other way. First on Jana Alafi, first on the Huskies in this frame. One of the few concerns that Gino Auriemma voiced going into the half in his conversation with Bridget was foul trouble and making sure that they don't form any bad habits. And maybe one antidote to that has been the heavy dose of zone here we've seen in the second half.
Absolutely. The zone's changed a lot. Not a lot of hands in there. But I mean, this is a team. They play discipline, but they play such heavy perimeter defense, so sometimes it's guaranteed a foul, especially when you're in a mismatch situation. But again, just not picking up those bad habits moving forward is something that this UConn team wants to harp in on.
Alfie holds above her head. Midway point of the shot clock, and back to KK Arnold for three. A viable threat from behind the arc. Over 2 steals per game. She's doubled her assist to turnover ratio. She and Rory Harmon of Texas are going to battle for that top spot nationally. And that metric, it looks like, all season long. Addison Baxter from the corner.
We had a conversation about it, about how Texas can sort of inch their way into that #1 spot. Could that be a possibility with how strong the SEC is compared to the Big East? But you look at UConn, just from the eye test, they are just so dominant in their performance that they've had against ranked opponents. They've got 2 left on in the season. I just can't see them getting out of the #1 spot.
This is nothing against the Longhorns. Vic Schaefer and company are very fun to watch, but having seen both teams multiple times in person, I trust the rankings where they are. And unless UConn does something to fall out of the top spot, they're right where they deserve to be.
And those 2 games are at home, so I really just see UConn coming out on top there.
Talk about their New Year matchups with Tennessee and Notre Dame left on the ranked slate.
Yep, absolutely.
Quinones, not this time. And tipped out, back to Butler. So already 4 ranked wins, 4-0 in quad 1. Louisville, Michigan, USC, and Iowa. Michigan the closest to Oregon and the Huskies. That 3-point margin was the only thing even resembling a nail-biter so far.
And Michigan, you can't discredit them. They have such a great team. They're very disciplined on both ends of the floor, kind of in the same way that UConn is with their defense and their efficiency. I mean, that was such an incredible game.
And through Al-Alfie in the high post. 15 to shoot for UConn in the half court. KK Arnold comes to get it. She was bumped on the baseline, but no foul, instead of turnover. And that'll get Ayanna Patterson back in the game. Arnold 3 of 5 shooting, 9 points, as she heads to the bench with 5 minutes to go. Her defense set the tone early, didn't it?
Absolutely. Just amazing. No drop-offs whatsoever. Defense is UConn's hallmark. That's what their best offense comes from.
Elise Fisher, a sweet pass out. Alfie, the beneficiary down low. So Fisher was picked as the Big East preseason freshman of the year, and with good reason. All-American, but I think it shows just how much of an unknown, maybe outside of UConn circles, Blanca Quinones was, because she's clearly asserted control of that award.
I think that's sometimes what you get to when you're bringing in international players, kind of just that unknown, because college isn't necessarily as global as they're trying to work it to be. So not a lot of people, as you said, know about Quinones, but I'm telling you what, they know her now for sure. It's hard to believe she's even a freshman.
Elise Fisher from Baltimore, the 11th Husky to make a field goal here tonight. Addison Baxter with a long pass intercepted. 19-year-old Quinones. Now Fisher sets up Zabel. Her 3 goes begging, and that's a rebounding foul. Timeout us with 3:45 to go before UConn improves to 13-0.
I came to UConn. I was like, anytime we're at Butler, I go, our house is open to anyone and everyone. So we were glad to have everyone stay with us. And then obviously AZ will probably be in the WNBA next year. So we're like, all right, when there's fever games and she's in town playing, you're coming back.
What has been the most special part about being a part of this UConn Husky program, seeing Ashlyn succeed within it and to be a part of this fan base and program?
It is really kind of surreal, to tell you the truth, because it's a lifelong dream for her to play at this level. And the UConn family, the parents, and everyone, it's just one big family. Everyone is super welcoming. Everyone cheers on each other's daughters. There's no, like, jealousy or, like, why is my girl not getting playing time? Like, no, everyone is cheering everyone on and loving everyone, and it's team basketball. And they set the culture high. You'll never see a UConn player with their jersey untucked. They, like, teach these women how to be young ladies.
Well, you bring a lot of energy from the stands. I've seen it throughout this game today, but Ashlyn even told me today at shoot-around, she said, there is nothing chill about my mom today or at any game, and I saw you. You were given the muscles before the game as they were coming out of the tunnel. Is that where Ashlyn gets her energy from?
She won't admit it, but I was the cheerleader in high school, so I tell her, I'm like, you get your jumping ability from me, and I will be the loudest cheerleader in the stands. And luckily, the other parents go right along with it.
We love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here and supporting the team.
Absolutely. Back to you, JV.
Awesome, Bridget. Glad to get Mom some FaceTime and some contact for this homecoming showcase.
Every team always has to have that team mom. I think what really stood out to me with what she said, let's take a minute here. We've got an injury here from Heckle. Make sure she's okay.
All right, as they attend to Kaylee Heckle, we'll step aside and be right back at Hinkle Fieldhouse. Some power, but clearly shaken up in the closing minutes of UConn's soon-to-be win at Butler.
We saw that the level of concern from her teammates, just such a family, as Ashlyn Shade's mom was saying. And getting back to what I was saying, what really stood out to me was her opening up her home to the team when they play here, and then even her saying for AZ when she goes into the WNBA and goes to the Indiana Fever, their home is still always going to be open. That really stood out to me.
Look back at the play, that injured Heckle. Seemed to be favoring her chest, right, as she
It took some contact there.
Patterson still trying to save this possession and secures. Khalees Fisher has been in attack mode since entering this game. 8 left to shoot as we hit the 2-minute mark. Ali Zabel off the high screen, turns the corner, and the feed for 2. Jana El-Alfi on the roll.
I want to look and see if that shot got off on time.
We'll see if this bucket counts with some late clock composure. It'll count. Basket's good. While we were chatting with Casey Shade and Bridget, McKenna Johnson knocked down another 3, and it was yet another reminder of as she works her way more and more into this rotation, going to put Butler in a position to go get some more league wins.
And honestly, I think this is a great game to come into. You're playing against on this stage, come into, get your feet under yourself, a real confidence booster. We saw her come in, as you were saying, hitting the 3. Very high ceiling and potential for Johnson as Butler continues to grow in the Big East.
El-Alfi calls her own number from just beyond the foul line and secures another possession in the half court for the Huskies. Now shooting just shy of 60%. When the starters were in, it was closer to 70. Fisher, too strong. And the rebound to Caroline Dotsie, who led the Bulldogs last Friday with a season-high 25 points in their most recent win. Gabby Wilkie in the scoring column here. Wilkie hit the half-court shot at shoot-around today, which is always a highlight for players. Almost every basketball team finishes their morning workout with some half-court shots these days. It was Gabby's day.
Oh, I was racking them up at Maryland.
Were you?
I think I had like 4 in the season. I think I was the leader in hitting that half-court shot.
If any Terps teammates can verify or deny that, please let us know.
We've got Lexi Brown, Tori Walker, Kimbrough, Bree Jones. They might hate, though, and not admit it.
Here's Johnson again. This time the lefty off the mark.
But they didn't like it though, because I was the type that like I would have to start on the baseline and like run and heave it.
Well, Butler jumped out to an early lead here on its home floor following the holiday break, but from that point forward, all UConn as you would expect. The Huskies now 13-0, 4-0 in league, 29 straight wins, and 51 in a row against Big East foes. For the 5th time this season, Gino Auriemma and the Huskies holding opponents under 50 points.